Hello everyone, and thank you for being here today for a persuasive speech about Smyrc, the Sexual and Gender Minority Youth Resource Center. The mission behind this speech is to persuade you, the audience, as to why Smyrc is such a valuable asset to our community and especially to our youth. So in order to get started, let's first identify what Smyrc does. Smyrc has been serving the diverse gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, questioning, and queer community, or GLBTQ squared, in the Portland metro area since 1998. Smyrc is the only drop-in center of its kind in the state of Oregon. The staff that are on site monitor the space in the drop-in center for the youth to meet, interact, and socialize with others that are in this very unique peer group. The safe space has many rules that are in place by the Youth Steering Committee. Some of the rules that are current in place are no acts of self-harm, and in the event that there is self-harm, a staff has to assist in crisis counseling, and a structured intervention that was set up by the youth is followed in order to ensure that all people remain safe and get the help that they need. Additionally, no weapons are allowed on the premises, so no threatening or intimidating behavior, no public displays of affection without consent, as well as ensuring that body parts are appropriately covered during drop-in hours as to support that no one is triggered or feels uncomfortable. Another rule that is beneficial is no drug use the day of accessing the drop-in center, meaning that youth cannot use in the morning prior to coming to Smyrc. And some of the statistics surrounding the GLBTQ community are quite astounding. So for example, the GLBT community is at higher risk of homelessness due to being, running away or being kicked out of their parents' houses. This leads to increased alcohol and drug use, prostitution, and even suicide attempts. Studies have shown that the GLBT youth are at increased risk of being harassed at school, which oftentimes escalates to violence. Take, for example, a 15-year-old boy in Ohio that was harassed so much at school because he was too feminine in his appearance and wore makeup. This youth felt the only way to deal with this situation was to commit suicide due to the lack of support in the community. So in order to raise awareness, the youth at his school started a community garden in his honor. And this place is where people can gather and they can talk about community support and raise awareness so that this sort of tragedy and hate crime never happens again. In a society where youth are ostracized for not fitting in with the mainstream, as they may dress too feminine or girls may dress too masculine, that behavior and individuality is strongly encouraged at Smyrc. With the status quo's pressure and the youth's feeling of exclusion, it is very important to have safe spaces such as Smyrc. This safe space provides a place that these youth can feel at ease with themselves and they can fit in with others and feel accepted for who they truly are and not what society thinks they should be. This is why Smyrc is such a valuable asset to our community. Some believe that the youth are putting themselves in these situations by the way they dress or the way they carry themselves. And being a member of the GLBTQ community, I can clearly say that this is not a choice. This is not something you decide one day so that you can be different. Being gay or lesbian or trans is something that you know from a very young age that I'm different and that's not the same as, I'm not the same as others. So take, for example, when I was a little girl and a boy tried to kiss me. I decked him in the face, and I screeched, I don't want to kiss you, gross. I want to kiss Becky. And I actually did end up kissing Becky. So, Smyrc provides much more than a space for people to get a place to, have a place to eat, more than just queer literature, mental health counseling, computers for job searches, housing options, and educational resources. Smyrc provides these youth a place to feel empowered, safe, and a voice where they are in control of the situation instead of feeling so out of control when they are harassed at school or even harassed by simply walking down the street. It was a great honor to work in the drop-in center with these youth, and I would like to express my gratitude to them in allowing me to experience this firsthand. Thank you to the audience, and most importantly, thank you to the Smyrc youth Youth Steering Committee for allowing me to be in your space.